This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Welcome back to part 2 of Meosha Talks to Gen Z. You know, now that you're the spokesperson for Gen Zs, what what do you feel like Gen Z's biggest worry? Like, or what do you worry about? Because I know what I did when I was younger, what I worried about.
As Gen Z, what do I worry about? I think it was more or less the economy that we all worried about for sure. Even people that are not in my generation.
Yeah.
Like I remember I, could fill up my tank on like $20 and then all of the inflation came around and it was like $50 and I was like, where did this come from? So I think it was honestly the economy being so, inflation being so high and everything that really drove a lot of us to, to take action because I mean, how are you supposed to live like that?
No, for sure. I think for me, it was after COVID happened, during COVID, I was thinking I felt like it was like the end of the world.
During
For a
COVID.
little bit. Yeah, for a little bit, right? And then just after that, like the after effects and then the prices were just,
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't gone down. And I'm so I was just like, I don't know if people are going to survive this because it just keeps, food is insane. I mean, I literally I bought a bag, those like party size bag of chips. And I remember buying this and it was like almost like $8. So I opened it, or maybe it's like $10 or something like that. I opened it up to like put in a bowl. And when I opened it up, I noticed that it was so much air in the bag. Like the bag is this big, but the chips are like right here.
Yeah.
You're thinking like, what happened
The
to the
ultimate
chips?
scam. It's terrible.
Like, what's going on here?
I know.
So
When the pandemic kicked off, yeah, for sure, the economy just was like, oh no. And I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't know. I wasn't in like a big city or anything. Like I still lived in my hometown. So like,
it was a little
you
different.
saw a lot of us hanging out by the cliffs and that's what we were doing the whole time.
You're like,
Um,
COVID did not stop us, baby.
No, COVID did not for sure. But it took down the economy for sure from where it was at. And it was pretty nice, the economy before COVID took it down. So
I know. It's crazy. Do you feel like we're in a good time now? Like now that the next 4 years is gonna be a lot better than what we were just in?
oh yeah, definitely. I feel that the economy is going to be so much better for sure. All those jobs that were taken away from us are gonna come back for sure. Like, and then I think I read somewhere where China bought land somewhere in the US, and I was like,
Oh.
well, hopefully they won't. We'll take that off. Because what's it called? Because like having your sworn enemy buy land in our country is just ridiculous. But and
Right.
then too, like we rely on China for a lot of our trade and why, like there are sworn enemies, right? So
I
like
love China.
bringing back those jobs for sure would make it better for the economy. And then it can just recycle into the economy for sure, because that's what would make it much better, having those
Yeah.
jobs here and having our consumers take it and put it back into the economy, and then having the companies get that money again, and then having us recycle it.
I like that. I like that. You should run for president one day. I'd vote
Oh
for you.
yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
I could see
I've
it. I could
still
see
got
it.
like 30 years to go.
30 years. So have fun, enjoy it. That's great. No, something fun, something fun. So if you could have a coffee with any actor, anyone like in the industry, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Oh gosh, living or dead? Oh my
Pressure.
gosh, I don't know. Because Maggie Dame Smith just passed, and she's amazing. Like she was awesome. But
Yeah.
I didn't follow her as closely as I followed Alan Rickman because I mean, I think all of those older actors honestly started in theater and then went into film, and that's what I did in high school. I did theater. And
I love
then
it.
I'm here acting and doing the stuff. But um I think I followed Tom Hiddleston super closely.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Yeah, I have
He
a
just,
yeah. Well, like
he's a handsome man. He's very
good looks
handsome.
aside. Um, I really liked Loki, right? And so like I was like, okay, like whatever, but I saw him in I Saw the Light where he does Hank Williams Sr. And honestly, because I listened to Hank Williams Sr., right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
honestly, I was so like shocked and surprised that he had that level of range going on. Honestly, like, because everybody can play the bad guy. Well, not everybody, but I will say that. But everybody's got a script and plays the bad guy. But
Absolutely.
having that level of emotional range on top of being a bad guy and then on top of being like emotionally vulnerable like that,
Hmm, hmm.
I thought it was really good, honestly. And I've seen a couple of his other movies, and I think that I would like to have a cup of coffee with him because I know he still does theater and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just love acting, honestly. It's so much fun, especially on theater. You get to be super dramatic.
Oh, I know, right? Just like Shakespearean
Yes.
course, you know.
Well, because I did because we studied Shakespeare a lot when I was a senior or
Nice.
junior. Well, I was a junior and a senior at the same time. So I thought it was cool. I really wanted to do a play on it, but the play that we ended up doing was Clue, like the game Clue,
Yes.
how everybody does
Yes.
like variations like Knives Out and stuff like that of Clue,
Yes.
right? So that's
Hmm.
kind of what we did for our play, and it was a lot of fun, I will say.
I love that. No, that's so cool because I felt like that was a good I love Clue. That was a good was it a I don't think it was also a film that was Clue as well. That was a film called Clue. What would you ask him on your coffee? Just hanging out. What would be the question you ask him?
Um, I don't know. Honestly, like I feel like there's
How'd you
so
do it? Tell me
huh?
your secret. So it's like,
Yeah,
tell me your secret.
right.
How do you
Tell
do
me
this?
your
How do you do this
secret.
acting thing?
I don't know. There's so many questions I'd probably be asking him, honestly. Um, like, what started his love for acting? I feel like
Yeah.
it's something I would probably ask because when I was younger, I saw I saw what did I see? I saw a movie. I'm not sure. I saw
And
Silver
it's
Bullet, right? And then I was
yeah.
like, oh, that's crazy. And, I was really young when I saw this, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. And my mom was like, oh, it's not real. And I was like, what? And then so I was like, I started watching a bunch of movies and everything. And then like I saw I saw Harry Potter and then I saw Wizards of Waverly Place. And it was crazy because, Selena Gomez, I looked a lot like her when I was younger. And I was obsessed with her. Like it was just one thing that I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted to be an actor so bad after I saw her for sure. And so it really got me into like looking into being an actress and all kinds of stuff. Like I I had this little notebook that said I was going to graduate at 16 and I was going to be an actress and all kinds of stuff. I was probably
Wow.
like 8 or something
Whoa, that's
when I wrote
amazing.
it. So I did it. I try.
Yeah,
Well,
no, and you're still
clock is
young.
still
You're still doing
ticking.
it. You're still doing it. You still have to, I mean, that's still, you did graduate early, so
Yeah.
that is something that you did. It's funny, another person that wrote their kind of their future sort of like Michael Jackson, they have there's I think it was either his manager, someone on a documentary, they were reading his notebook of like when he was like really kid, like a young kid. He talked about how in this notebook he was so like he knew exactly what he wanted. He's like, by the
Yeah.
time I get this age, I'm going to be a mega pop star. I'm going to take over the world, which he
Yeah.
did. And
Yeah, definitely.
it's like amazing that he kind of already knew. And I feel like a lot of times society put that pressure on you of like, oh, it's so hard. But I feel like if you
Yeah.
love what you do,
Yeah, for
it's not
sure.
work,
I mean, I'd probably have a cup of coffee with Selena Gomez, actually.
She's like,
I
actually,
love Tom
screw Tom Hiddleston.
Hiddleston,
I love, but
but
Selena, that's my girl.
but she's been my idol since forever.
Yeah,
So
she's still out there doing it. Um,
yeah,
uh, I, so
it'd have to be a
I'm
war.
curious, huh?
So it'd have to be a war between those two. I'd have
I
to
know,
pick.
or maybe go see both, maybe have, hey, like I'll see you at 10 a.m. and then I'll see Selena right after that, like at 12,
Yeah.
I'll catch him.
If I ever got the opportunity to, of course.
Hey, you never know. I think about times that people that I watched when I was a kid on television, or big fans of, and I got to meet them or work with them later on in my career. It was like, like, whoa, anything's possible. Like, I feel like if you never stop, it's one of those things like, I mean, I remember I got a phone call from someone that person was on my show, and they were like, yeah, I'll come on. I love what you're doing. And I was like, whoa, like it was like a full circle moment because I remember when I was 16 watching something that they did on television. And I was thinking, wow, that's really cool. No, never thinking
Yeah.
that I was going to interview them years later, but it's kind of crazy how life
Yeah.
works. It's really weird.
Yeah, it
So
is. So
you
hopefully I
never
get
know.
that. Good luck, you know.
You got it. You got it. I don't really think it's skill these days. I mean, yes, talent is really important, but I feel like if you it's like watering a seed. If you plant like you plant it and you water that seed every day, eventually it's going to grow and you're going to see the fruits of your labor essentially when
Yeah.
you see what you've planted. Um
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
wild how it works. It's really wild. Really another fun question for you. No wrong answer. But what, and again, Gen Z, you are the spokesperson. So if anybody gets upset, this is all on you. Sorry, Gen
Oh
Z. This is all Alex's fault.
no.
I'm
Aw.
just kidding. I know. I just like built so much pressure for you. No, I love do you like AI? What do you think about AI?
No, I do not like it. I
Oh,
do
this is
not
gonna be
like
great
the
then.
fact that oh, what's it called? I do not like the fact that it can record your voice and yeah, definitely AI. I really don't like it. And then on top of that, like I don't like that they have like AI Grammarly or AI chat and stuff like that. I really don't like that. Why? Because when I was in high school, I shaded like just looking up the answers, getting on Quizlet and like having somebody else do it for me or even when I was in algebra 2, right? Algebra 2. And uh we had calculators at the ready. I did not use a calculator because I felt like that it was just a cheat code basically. Like people were using calculators to add and subtract. And yeah, no, for sure. I know. Look, I'm telling you, I was appalled.
You're like,
I know, literally. He was like, what's four minus whatever? And I was like,
he's like 21.
I know. I know. I was like, you did not just ask that question. Like, you know, but yeah, so I really just don't like the idea of AI and
It just makes things
like
quicker, right? And you
it
don't
does,
really.
but it also makes you lazy, you know? And
It's
I
true.
really don't like that because even when I would write, like I did like a lot of essays and stuff, and like even on our STAR test that we took, like I got almost a perfect score on my essay. And I was
Wow.
just, you know, like, yeah, English was my best subject, but that was just more or less like because I did not try to cheat my way into it, you know, like I went out and I looked it up and I studied and I put it together and I used my own creativity to put it together. You know, like I feel like AI takes away from all of that for sure. And,
Yeah,
you know,
I
privacy
agree.
is one of the huge things as well.
What do you think about social media? Do you think people overshare?
Yes, actually, I do think people for sure. I've seen some things that I did not need to know about the people that I followed or followed me, for one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, I like social media just because you can stay connected with people that, you know, you've
sure.
known since you were probably like in elementary school, or like, you know, like those people that are in the military, they keep contact with each other, or law
Hmm.
enforcement when they're stationed other places. Even
Yeah.
like actors and directors and stuff can stay connected with their people and their fan base and everything. But I also think that social media is just so out of hand. You know, like there's so much oversharing, there's so much like cyberbullying on it, honestly. And then there's so
Yeah, it
much
is.
stuff that like people put out there that just does not need to be put out there. Like it's just like brain rot, really, is what's happening, you
That's
know?
amazing that you feel this way. I mean, honestly, it blows my mind. It really does that a lot of people like to overshare and to the point. And what do you think that is? Do you think that people are just, and that doesn't matter what generation, do you feel like just people just they want attention, or do you think it's just it's just like the need of connection?
I think the attention and the connection goes hand in hand, honestly,
Hmm.
because you know, you want attention from the people you're connected to, right? And
Hmm.
that's what social media is. Like, you know, you're connected to all these people through your followers and through people you've met before in your life, and you want attention and be like, hey, I'm doing the best thing ever and stuff like that. And while, you know, that's cool and all, like sometimes I'll post stuff that I'm like, hey, I'm at a concert, woohoo, right? But I think it takes
You
away
don't
from
post
me.
much.
No. And then when I do post stuff, it's not in real time because I just feel
That's smart. That's actually really smart.
I just feel uh like social media removes you from the moment, you know, like that
Yeah.
you're in, and like wanting people to like, I mean, it's okay to want people to share in that moment with you, but not at that exact time, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll go to eat with people or something and they'll be on their phone and I'm like, get off your phone. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We're
Like,
here to
what are we doing?
socialize.
Yeah. It's a disconnect too. And I think that actually is not just a Gen Z thing. I think it's all people are
Yeah,
affected by it too. I've been around people
yep.
and I'm just like, why are we going out to eat and we're not talking?
Yeah,
I could have
exactly.
just saved my money and stayed home and not
Yes.
do this thing, or just went by myself. I really like going out to eat by myself. I think I personally really love courting myself, and I feel like a lot of people don't look at that as a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people think, oh, I gotta have somebody around, or I don't know. I really do like self love is so important to me.
Yeah, it is
Number
for
one.
sure. Having your own peace like that. Because then everybody else's problems don't bother you if you have your own peace like that.
That's it. That's it. Um, Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much because I honestly, this was so, this is actually for me, um, reassuring and wonderful to hear that someone from your generation thinks this way. And it's not from what society paints a picture about Gen Zs. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your 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 life with us and your perspective because this is great. So thank you.
Thank you for letting me share it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Happy Veterans Day to all veterans out there. My brother and my father. Thank you guys. Love you guys very much. You guys be safe. Have a beautiful day. And until next time, always remember to live love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.